Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is going to be another high-end versus drugstore video, and I'm going to be pairing two different palettes. These are the palettes that I'll be comparing, and this is the Makeup Revolution Redemption Palette Iconic 3 and the Naked 3 by Urban Decay. As you can see, the colours are pretty much exactly the same. The Makeup Revolution has again definitely made this as a dupe for the Naked 3. So the reason why I'm doing this video is because I done one last week and it got so many good reviews. Like, it got as many likes as my other videos got in about 12 hours. Like, it was crazy. I think you guys seem to love it, and you also seem to like the idea that it was quite an original thing to do. So yeah, I thought I'd do the video again. I did say in that video if you'd like me to do another one, then I will, and that is what I'm here today to do. If you'd like to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. On the right eye I'm going to be using the Naked 3, and on the left eye I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution palette. To start off with, on the right eye, I'm going to be running the colour Limit in my crease. I've already primed my eyes. I have most of the rest of my makeup on. That's just because I had makeup on already today. So I'm just running the colour Limit into my crease as a transition shade. I'm going to try and make this makeup look a bit different because I have used the Naked 3 quite often in tutorials, and I don't want it to be the same as my other tutorials. So I'm just going to take that on a more denser brush and put that right into the crease, just to deepen up the colour, and then after that I'm going to be running this in the inner corner as well. I don't have names for them, so I'm just going to have to point the shade, and if I can find the shades I will all put them in the description box down below, but if not, then I'm just going to number them, like how far across they are from left to right, so that you know which shade I'm using. The fourth shade, and it is like a matte mauvey colour. One thing I don't like about this palette is it doesn't have a mirror, and that's really annoying. But the shades are actually slightly different. Like, they don't look it in the palette, but they are. The Urban Decay is quite orangey undertone, but whereas the other one is more of like a purple look. They actually look really different. I didn't think they'd look this different, but hey ho. Now I'll be applying Nuna from the Urban Decay palette. So I'm just applying this shade in kind of the areas that I just placed the other shade, but I'm just using it to deepen up the colour a bit. Moving back to the Makeup Revolution palette, I'm going to be using this shade here, which is the 7th colour in. So I am using the shade from the Makeup Revolution palette, but I'm just using the mirror out of the Naked 3. On my eyes, I personally think I prefer the kind of dulled down colours. They're a bit like, on the Makeup Revolution palette, they're a bit more cooler toned, whereas on the Naked palette, they're a lot more warmer toned. That's probably the best way to describe it. So back onto the Naked palette, I'm going to be using this shade here, called Dark Side. I'm just using this shade again to deepen up the outer part of the eye. I'm just going back in with the fluffy brush that I used at the start and blending it all out a bit. So from the Makeup Revolution palette, I'm going to be using the second to last shade. So back onto the Naked 3, I'm going to be taking this shade here called Black Heart. So I'm just putting this in the places that I applied the other shade, but I'm being very careful because this is a really high pigmented colour, and you could go very dark very quickly if I'm not careful. So I'm being very careful about applying this. So look, it probably looks like I've got a black eye. It does look like I've got a black eye. I hope this sorts itself out. Back onto the Makeup Revolution palette, I'm going to be taking the last shade here. I might have to swipe up the edges just because the edges are so messy. I hate doing this. I can never get it even. One's always higher up than the other. In the Urban Decay palette, I'm just going to apply dust in the centre of my eyelid. The only thing I don't like about this shade in this palette is that it's very glitter-like. It has a lot of fallout. It's not very creamy at all. It's really crumbly, and none of the other shades in the palette are like that. So I might apply a different shade because I don't really want it to be crumbly. I'm just going to apply dust in the centre of my lower lash line and a bit of Nuna in the outer lash line. From the Makeup Revolution palette, I'm just applying the second shade on my eyelid. The shimmery shades in the Makeup Revolution palette are better than the Urban Decay one. This is the kind of shimmer that I wanted on my eyelid, and then every time I'm packing it on, I'm blending it out so that it doesn't go anywhere that I don't want it to. I'm just applying Strange, which is like a really white colour, and I'm just going to pack that on my inner, like on the, I'm just packing that on the centre of my eyelid, and then I'm packing dust on the top just so that it's more white looking. Okay, so I've finished the eyeshadow. Now I'm just going to go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup. I'm just going to touch up on my face makeup because it looks a bit of a mess, and apply mascara. I may apply a bit of eyeliner. I'm not totally sure yet. Depends how I'm feeling. So I've just gone off and done the rest of my makeup, and I'm just going to add in a few close-ups next. This is the Makeup Revolution eye. As you can see, the shadow on the eyelid is very pigmented. This is the Urban Decay eye, and as you can see, the shade on the eyelid isn't quite as pigmented. So I'm just going to tell you some of my final thoughts. I prefer the Makeup Revolution palette just because the shimmery shades are so much more pigmented. Like the Naked 3 shade, the shimmery shade, this shimmery shade in the Naked 3 palette is pigmented. Like that is clearly pigmented, but it's not creamy at all. It's a very dusty eyeshadow. So when you actually apply it onto your eyelid, it will kind of like just dissolves off your face. Whereas I don't find this with the Makeup Revolution palette. This is the same shade and it's got the same pigmentation, but it's a lot more creamy. So when you actually put it onto your eyelid, it doesn't like disappear like as a dust. It's an actual creamy eyeshadow. But the Urban Decay darker shades are a lot more pigmented, but I do prefer the colours in the Makeup Revolution palette because they're a lot more cool toned, and I think for pinks and purples they're supposed to be cool toned, not warm toned. So I think that's why I prefer that palette more. Also, there is a huge price difference. The Makeup Revolution palette is £4 and the Urban Decay is £38.50, I'm pretty sure. So obviously there is a huge £34.50 difference, which is crazy. And considering the quality of the eyeshadows are very similar, then you can't really go wrong with getting the cheaper version. If you were going to buy one, I'd say get the Makeup Revolution one. I know the Urban Decay one is so pretty, it looks nice in photos. It is a nice palette, but for the price, I don't think it's worth it. I generally think the Makeup Revolution eyeshadows are better. Definitely recommend getting the Makeup Revolution one. I just want to say both of my best friends have YouTube channels, and that is Erin and Grace. I will link their channels down below. Grace has had hers for a while and Erin's just started out, so it'd be great if you guys could go and check their channels out. If you do, please go and comment on the videos that Amy sent to you here, and let's see how many of you guys will go and check out their videos, because that would be amazing if you can. And yeah, I don't know if I've got any other palettes that I really want to compare. Maybe the Naked 2. So let me know if you'd like me to do another one of these videos. I actually really enjoy filming them. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, comment if you liked it down below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!